What's up? It's Juice Beats, back again with another race video. And this one is the Smokies Stadium Criterium Series, Day 2, March 17th. And this is the 3-4-5 field. And we're getting ready to get started here. So if you watched my video from the last one, you know that, I came out probably mid-pack or so, and had to fight the wind in that race. So a little bit of the same thing in this one, actually. So we came out, we have much nicer weather. It's not as cold. It's I think 60 degrees or somewhere in mid 60s in this one. So we got better weather, so we don't have to deal with that part of it with the cold being out there. But we do have to deal with a little bit of wind again today. So I am determined to try to stay on the wheels here and try to stay low in the wind. I know it's a tough task because a lot of times the guys that I'm riding with are much smaller than I am. So when I get low and they get low, I can't get lower than them on the bike. So we will see how this goes here. But I started out kind of fast in this one. I wanted to stay up close to the front the best I could and try to stick it out here with these guys. But you can see the flags there. They're not directly in our face, but they are. We've got kind of a cross headwind on this back stretch here. And then we've got these guys here trying to push the early surge here in the race. Slightly different on this turn. It's just as wide, but it's a little less narrow, I think, on the turn part than it was the week before. Just kind of the way we set up the cones this time. So here we go. That was the first lap, and so yeah, I don't need to be third wheel early on, so I kind of let a couple guys get in front of me here. But I do need to stick up close and stay close on the draft. And what I think I'm doing here is I'm kind of letting a little bit of space go on this turn, because you can take this turn at like 30 miles an hour if you want to, and use that momentum to come up this slight little rise here. But maybe I let a little too much of a gap go right here on these three guys. Yeah, so me being a bigger guy and gaining all that momentum as you go downhill, it kind of scares you a little bit, because you don't want to run into the wheels in front of you, but you also don't want to have to hold on to the brakes as well either. So it's kind of a catch-22 at that point. So I'm coming down that hill really fast, and then I don't want to run into the wheels in front of me, and then I have to let a little bit of a gap open, and I probably let a little bit too much of a gap open there. So now I'm having to pay for it here in the cross headwind and try to catch up back to the wheels in front of me here. And I'm expending a lot of energy. I'm basically leading out the other part of the I guess the chase group at this point. Really, they're not that far away, maybe 2 seconds, but I'm kind of leading everybody out here into the wind, and I don't need to be doing that as a bigger rider in this race. And now, so we got a true crosswind coming up here, and the wind does change throughout the race. So you will see if you take a look at the flags each time that we come through, you'll see that we might have a tailwind on that stretch into the final in the start finish, or we might have a cross tail there. So it really just depends. The wind direction does change a bunch in this race, and it was I don't know if it was as strong as the first week, maybe at points, maybe some of the gusts, but it was definitely strong, and you could definitely feel it throughout the race. So here I am, trying to settle back in and just kind of settle in the middle of the peloton. We've caught up to those three guys at the front there, which I feel like I knew we were going to. It's a little early in the race for them to get away that quickly, but yeah. So I just need to do a better job of staying up closer to the wheels here. Letting too much of a gap go in between here, and so I think that's just a testament of not racing very much outdoors, and throughout the winter I was doing a lot of solo rides. I was doing a lot of Zwift rides, stuff like that. So still kind of getting used to that, and I've only been on a couple group rides since then. So that's definitely something that I need to work on here. And here we go, checking out the wind. Still kind of have that cross tail there, and things are moving, and I'm getting shuffled to the back here. So I need to push it a little bit harder and stay up closer to these wheels here. But I'm still in it, so that's good. Didn't get left behind too early in this one. But yeah, for me, this turn gets a little sketchy. I can't take it super fast, otherwise I'm running into wheels, and so I have to kind of let the wheel go in front of me just a little bit, and that's something that I gotta gauge a day of to know, because you never know what speeds people are gonna go through there. I really felt like I did a pretty good job going through this twisty bits here, but see, I got shuffled to the back here, all the way to the back, and yeah, I need to push it much harder. I need to not be in the back. I don't want to get spit out here, and I need to get up closer. I need to be in the middle at least at this point. Yeah, being I keep saying it, but being a bigger guy and being out in the wind is not a good combination, and I need to be up there in the middle. I need to do a better job of that. Just looking over my race footage and stuff like that, I'm not doing a good job of staying in the peloton enough, and so yeah, that's just something that I've got to do a much better job on, and I got to stick to these wheels a little bit better here. So I'm playing through the first few laps here because I think this is close to when things happen. So we've already got, it looks like maybe he's got a second there. I was gonna say, no, that's a lap rider. I'm sorry. I was looking out to the front there, and I was seeing a guy out front, but it was a lap rider already. Yeah, we had several extremely new riders in this race, and yeah, so they quickly learned that this is no games out here in the 3, 4, 5 field. It's tough when you're a 5 and you're going against 3s who have actually been racing a little bit. So here I go, putting in a little dig here. We got a little bit of lull, and I should have, if I could have, I don't think I could have. I think it closed too quickly, but if I could have, I would have gone around my boy Terrell there and got up closer into the peloton there. But I couldn't. It looked like it closed too quick, and then yeah, so I'm still kind of stuck here in the back, but I'm hanging on for dear life in the back of the peloton here. So just looking at my power numbers throughout this race, I averaged 300 watts. I had a 1273 watt max with a 323 watt normalized power in this race. So pretty strong, and I think I averaged 23 miles an hour in this one. I think the the winners or the podium. Not to give everything away, they average about 24. So yeah, so that's kind of how it went. Power numbers are there, and I just got to put the I gotta put the other parts together in these races here. I can't necessarily. I mean, I blame the wind a little bit here, just because it's tougher for me to cut through the wind than it is much smaller guys. But also I've got to be able to stick in the peloton a little bit better and not let wheels go right here. But I'm digging in there hard. I'm trying my best to stay in there. And is that 3 off the front, or is those lap riders? I can't. It's hard to tell at some points in this race, and that's what I'm talking about in the race committee with my guys at Knox Velo. We're possibly going to start pulling some lap riders, just because at the very end of races it's getting kind of confusing, and we need to also be safe out there. So we need to make sure that we can see the peloton that is actually still in the race, and also differentiate, who has been lapped and all that stuff. So yeah, I think those were a few lapped riders there. So here we go, trying to come around them here, and this is this is kind of tough right here, because he's riding, he's been lapped or whatever, and then I'm still trying to get back on the back of the peloton. So you could say that he got in the way just a little bit, maybe not too much there, but kind of had to slow down just a little bit to let him go through that turn there. So and then here we go, here's another lap rider I've got to go around and stuff like that. So it's just very tough, and it gets kind of dicey around. You see I had to kind of change my direction of that turn there. So that's kind of the safety aspect of it. Obviously it's still early in the race, and it would, they normally wouldn't pull people this early, I guess. But yeah, I mean, we probably need to let the director or the official know, like, hey, these guys need to pull off to the side a little bit more and get out of the way and stop being in the way, because having to change direction on that turn there, when I was fairly close to the peloton, and then now I'm fighting to close a huge gap. So that little part right there, I mean, I don't know if I would have caught him or not. Maybe we would have. Me and T right here, we're working together trying to get back to it. He's going to take a pull, I'm going to take a pull. So maybe we could have gotten back on the back there, but it's tough to tell. Having guys out there that have been lapped and kind of getting in the way makes it tough. Here we go. I haven't cut yet. It's crazy. I normally would have cut some out, but I mean, this is part of the race right here. This is where we've been kind of spit out the back, and we're trying to claw our way back onto the back of the peloton, and I'm letting way too much space go here. And it's the course is tougher than you think it is in those twisty bits. It really does take a toll. I mean, it's only I think 2, maybe 3% at one point, I'm not sure, but it definitely takes a toll over the course of a race like this, especially if you're not on the wheels and stuff like that. And then you factor in the wind and all that stuff, and it makes for a tough technical race here. So I'm not giving T very much help here. I need to get back up here. So I'm gonna get back up and jump in front and give him a little rest here and try to pull. There we go. So they're dangling probably maybe 5 to 10 seconds, somewhere in there. Not super far away, but you know, just far enough that it makes you frustrated. All right, so I finally skipped forward a little bit here, and yeah, we've been taking turns for a few laps, and I think at this point, like, I looked down, got a drink, and was looking up, and T was pulling away from me, and I was like, oh crap. So trying to get back to his wheel. But at this point in the race, like without, you know, drafting within a peloton and working together like that, eating wind and you know, falling off wheels, all that crap, you know, it's tough. So that's one thing that I'm definitely thinking about. I'm definitely wanting to work on more to get better at. I would say, like, this course for me is not that hard as far as like pushing through everything, but the wind, the slight elevation, all that stuff can definitely take a toll on a bigger guy like me. So that's one thing. Like, I know that I need to drop my weight, obviously. I need to draft better, and also need to somehow turn the wind off in these races so that you know, I can do a little bit better job. But you know, obviously those are all excuses and all that stuff, and yeah, I hate making excuses for that. So yeah, so far just mid-pack in the race that I helped put together. But hopefully, so we've got one more week, one more Sunday, the March 24th. We've got one more Sunday to finish out strong and hopefully get myself to a podium or something. You know, do a little bit better than I've done the last 2 weeks. So definitely have to put it all together. So now I've had a few weeks of racing and you know, a couple weeks of group riding. So I definitely have got the practice stuff down to where I should be okay to jump into a race and do a much better job of drafting and staying on the wheels in front of me here. So last turn here, and then going into the start finish straight, finishing out my race here coming up. And yeah, so this is the race that I helped put together finally in my area close to Knoxville, and we have one more day in the series. We'd love for riders to come out from all over. We had one from Chicago in this one that actually won the race. He took off and had about a 25-second lead, I think, at the end there, and ended up going in solo. So did an awesome job in this race, and glad he came all the way from Chicago. We've had some teams from Asheville. We've had you know, teams from all over. The pros race is really intense, and we have some really strong pros that have come into the pros race. So it's been awesome. Lots of great feedback. Since it's our first year, obviously we're still working on everything format wise, and hopefully for the next year, or maybe even later this year, we'll be able to put together another one and change up the formats and have more races and all that stuff. But yeah, so if you guys have raced it, you know, appreciate you coming out. And if you haven't, would love to have you on this last Sunday on March 24th. Everything starts at noon, and then the races will follow right after that. The junior races get us started in the day there. But if you like this video, please like and subscribe. hit that bell icon so you know when I post videos. And yo, I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.